He was known as the Iron Man of India, a freedom fighter who became the nation's first deputy prime minister. His name was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and his leadership was as strong as the steel he was named after. But what if I told you that the story of his death in 1950 wasn't to the end? What if 10 years later, he came back? This isn't a ghost story, but a bizarre and fascinating tale from the pages of Indian history that will make you question everything you thought you knew. In the bustling city of Bombay, now Mumbai, in December 1950, the nation mourned. Patel, the man who had united over 500 princely states into the modern Republic of India, had passed away. His legacy was cemented. He was a hero, a statesman, a legend. His story, it seemed, was complete. But this is where our story truly begins. Fast forward 10 years to 1960. A man arrives in a small town, claiming to be the reincarnation of Sardar Patel. He didn't just resemble the late leader. He knew things. Intimate details about Patel's life, private conversations he had with other political figures, and classified information that only a handful of people in the highest echelons of power could possibly have known. This man was a sadhu, a holy man, living a simple, ascetic life. His followers called him Shanti Devi's Sadhu, but his real name was Mauni Baba. As word of his incredible knowledge spread, people started to flock to him. They came in skepticism, but often left in stunned belief. He could recount specific political strategies Patel had devised, describe the layout of his personal rooms, and even recall names of distant relatives and staff members. How could a simple ascetic from a remote area know all this? This was long before the internet, before information was just a click away. The details he shared were not in public records or history books at the time. He spoke of Patel's final days, his worries for the nation, and his unresolved political plans. It was uncanny. The government understandably became very interested. This wasn't just some village eccentric. This man was discussing state secrets. Officials and intelligence agents were dispatched to investigate. Was he a fraud, a spy using a clever disguise? Or was there something more to his claims? They interrogated him for hours, trying to catch him in a lie, but he remained consistent, his knowledge unshakable. One of the most compelling accounts came from Patel's own daughter, Maniben Patel. She had been her father's private secretary and closest confidant. When she heard about the sadhu, she was, of course, highly skeptical. She decided to meet him herself, determined to expose him as a charlatan. The meeting was tense. Maniben, a sharp and no-nonsense woman, began to grill him. She asked him about deeply personal family matters, about specific arguments she'd had with her father, and about moments only the two of them could have shared. To her utter astonishment, the sadhu answered every question correctly. He described a specific piece of jewelry her mother had worn, a secret promise Patel had made to her, details so private she had never spoken of them to anyone. Maniben was shaken. She couldn't explain it. This man knew things that were impossible for him to know. While she never publicly declared him to be her reincarnated father, she admitted that his knowledge was inexplicable and deeply unsettling. Her validation, even if cautious, gave immense credibility to the sadhu's claims. The story gets even stranger. The sadhu began making political predictions, foretelling future events with eerie accuracy. He warned of conflicts and political shifts that later came to pass. His followers grew, and he became a figure of both reverence and controversy. Was he channeling Patel's spirit? Was he a genuine reincarnation? Or was he the most elaborate and well-informed impostor in history? Think about it. To pull off such a hoax, he would have needed access to top-secret government files and the personal diaries of one of the most powerful men in the country. He would have had to fool Patel's own daughter, a woman who knew him better than anyone. The resources and intelligence required for such a deception would be staggering. On the other hand, the idea of reincarnation challenges our modern scientific understanding of the world. It's a concept deeply rooted in Indian philosophy, but for many, it remains a matter of faith rather than fact. So, what are we left with? We have a man with inexplicable knowledge, testimonies from those closest to Patel, and a mystery that was never officially solved. The government eventually ceased its investigation, leaving the case open and the man to his followers. He continued his life as a spiritual guide, forever linked to the legacy of the Iron Man. This tale isn't just about whether reincarnation is real. It's about the power of belief, the mysteries of human consciousness, and the enduring legacy of a leader so powerful that his presence was felt even a decade after his death. It forces us to ask, are there things in this world that simply cannot be explained by logic alone? The story of the Sadhu who claimed to be Sardar Patel is a fascinating footnote in history, a puzzle that remains unsolved. It reminds us that sometimes the truth can be far stranger than fiction. What do you believe happened? Was he a fraud, a psychic, or the genuine return of the Iron Man? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into a historical mystery, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more strange and fascinating stories from around the world. We'll see you in the next video.